Well, from ribbon skirts and jingle dresses to beaded jewelry and headpieces galore, many Northlanders got a glimpse of some special indigenous fashion pieces today. Northern News Now's Taryn Simmons got to speak to a few models about how they're embracing their indigenous background.
Well, at one point, these were the things that we wore every day and that we took pride in.
I'm just very thankful for Wendy Savage and giving this opportunity to us young Native people. She really does a lot for this community and especially Duluth.
Eliza and Delilah Savage were some of the many models representing their indigenous culture Saturday in a Native American fashion show at Tweed Museum. The show featured 25 models from 8 different tribal nations. Attendees could learn about Native American fashion from the Great Lakes region. Curator Wendy Savage says this show highlighted the importance of indigenous people's culture and fashion, especially when there was a time when they weren't allowed to express themselves.
You want to see work done by indigenous people, not people stealing designs. And it has happened in the past that Native fashion designers' work has been taken by other big companies and then being sold.
Savage says that there's a huge resurgence of Native fashion. Reviving Native fashion and culture is something Eliza Savage takes pride in. She says she'll continue to support Native businesses and highlight the importance of her culture.
It's not okay to take someone's design or to recreate something that isn't yours. And as Indigenous people, we are original, so it's in our blood.
In Duluth, I'm Taryn Simmons, Northern News Now.
And the event lasted from noon to 2 p.m. and the Tweed Museum will be displaying art from the Fond du Lac Reservation community to help support local indigenous artists.